Hey there guys, today we are going to be working on the Ford Tractor since I don't need no master mechanic to help me. Today we're just working on the flywheel. I'm going to get this new bearing in and we'll see what else happens over this week. So this is going to be all one video over the week. So we're going to try and get the flywheel done, get the new bearing in, and then clutch on and some other small stuff. So we'll get right into it. We got this new bearing, which I got from Napa, as you can see. The first one we ordered. They let me keep it because they didn't want to, where it's around here somewhere, but the one we bought off eBay, we still have it because they didn't want it back because they said keep it, we'll refund your money. So that's kind of surprised, kind of expected that actually, because they're like, it was a junk part. So, but anyways, so then we're gonna put the new one in, pop it right back in there. So we'll get that done. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to use our press here and we're going to jack out or press out the old bearing and put the new one in over here. So we'll press this one out quick. And then we'll press the new one in. So now we got the new bearing in and the old one out. Wait, no, that's not the old one, that's from eBay. This is the old one, missing the back, but it's all metal, unlike this one's got plastic. But at least I think it said made in the USA. No, made in Argentina, or whatever that place is, across seas. So yeah, we got that in now, and so I decided we're not going to put the clutch on because otherwise I can't get this on the engine because the bolt holes will be covered by the clutch. Luckily I thought about that before going through and putting the clutch on. That would have been a big mistake, so I'm happy I didn't do that. But anyways, another thing I did was I ripped the oil pump apart, the old one. This is the one that was broken, as you can see. Engine hit that, so now I just decided, well, I'm sure there's good parts in it, so sure enough we got some drive gear here, and that's not broken and pretty good. And then we got the another gear here, which I think it's just a little pump gear, whatever, but little rod. We got the pump here, the hose or the rod that shoots it back up, and then we got the cover plate, a spring that was down underneath there. I don't know what you call all this stuff because it's my first time in this oil pump, or in an oil pump, but of this kind. But I did break off one bolt. You can see it broke off right there. I just decided to screw the other half in since this is getting thrown away anyways. But kept the plate because I could use that in case, I don't know, the other one doesn't work. I got some bolts then too, which is nice. So we'll throw these in the parts pile or in the parts shelf. And since all the Ford engines have the same oil pump pretty much, so, or the same parts. I know all my tractors have this on them, so Jubilee does anyways over there. So yeah, we got this done, so that'll be nice. Then we'll move on to the engine, put the oil pan on hopefully, and after that we'll see where it goes from there. So another thing we're doing here is we're gonna put the oil pan back on. It was just had 4 bolts in it holding it up for now before we completely put it back on. So putting the seal on. One thing that's nice about this engine stand is you can flip it over and you don't have to struggle putting that oil pan on from underneath. That's very nice. So that's what we're gonna do now. Is we're gonna put all the bolts back in, which are sitting over here. So this will be really nice. One last look inside the engine before we put it all back together. But yeah, nice project to have somewhat completed. So yeah, we'll get this on. Okay, we got the oil pan on, and we're missing one bolt, which the bolt that was originally there was not the original, and it was nothing close to what this looked like. This is one that was on there. This is about the right size I need. This is how it came. It was just, there's 2 bolts that were not at all worth using on this. They were really short, and I mean, they must have been like really didn't want to go to the hardware store and just wanted to get this together. So I'm gonna go to the hardware store and fix their problem, but I had to put 2 longer bolts up here because the original ones, you'd screw it in and it'd slip back up, so the threads were destroyed in there. So I put a longer one in, which luckily I did not run out of space, and I tightened that down, and I decided just to put another one in here in case this one never does slip out again. We got an extra long one over here too, so that looks close to original. I'm just missing 1 bolt back here, so that's great. And once I get that 1 bolt, which hopefully I get today, run down to the hardware store and get that. Then we can put this back, or get these tightened down. I will get the book out and see what the spec is for how many foot-pounds to put down on this. So I have it right now. I just got them hand tight. And then we can flip it back over and put the chain hoist on it and lift it up and put it back on over there. So that'll be a nice thing to be done with. Another thing check off on the list. So we'll move on to the next thing. And here we are to the last part of the video. We got the new throwout bearing here, right here. You can see compared to the old one. Finally got the right one. Sent the other one back. Now I got this one, and it looks like it's the right size. The measurements online measured the same as this because I couldn't. They had 2, and I didn't know which one was which, so I just went by measurements what they had, and this was the better one, so, or the one that matched. But anyways, I got this off of Yesterday Tractors. That's a company online I found. They also have tractors for sale, all kinds of stuff, and they also have parts. So that's how I found them. I didn't know they had parts right away, but now I do. Now I do. So that was pretty sweet. But anyways, now we're gonna put that back on. Put it back on right there. That's the goal, anyways. Let's see, yeah. Oh, it might be. And so that kind of goes right there. I'll just hammer it on a little bit, and we will be done with this part, and then we can officially put the engine back on, which will be really nice, because then it's getting this finished, which still have not found any parts for this whatsoever. I'm almost thinking we're going to have to take it off, and literally if it's a material that we can get, we're going to have to make our own. Because I got the material to remake this seal. Anyways, I got that material. It's gasket material sealer, and which is right here. I got a whole roll of it. I got 2 rolls. So yeah, we're gonna lift this up with the skid loader and just pull the spindle out pretty much and see what we all got there. We know the seal's junk because it's not sealing and it's leaking like crazy. If you look down in there, it's all over the floor and all that great stuff. So yeah, so we'll get this throwout bearing on here quick. So there we go. That's what the new throwout bearing looks like on all the old grease compared to it. But anyways, hopefully the next video of this tractor will be the engine going on. Because that's the plan anyways. Put the engine on and then thinking about painting it. Hoping to paint it because the engine is going to look totally different because of the repaint. But anyways, the next video should be that, hopefully, putting that engine on. And then after that, it's pretty much tear down or fix this first is next, I think. Yeah. Next we'll be pulling this apart, so we'll get some video of that. It'll be kind of interesting to see what the spindle looks like. Never looked at one before. I've never had a narrow front, to be honest, except for the Alice. So yeah, so that'll be next. So thanks for watching.